Hey folks, how's it going? This is Iron Seagull here, and today we're mostly going to be talking about the new laundry list, which is surprisingly massive compared to what we usually get. But first, there is one other thing. The Sims has confirmed that we are getting the gameplay trailer for LOVESTRUCK later this week. They tweeted, "Looking for tips on how to find your special someone? Tune in Thursday, July 11th at 10 a.m. Pacific Time for the Sims 4 LOVESTRUCK gameplay trailer." And there's the link to the YouTube premiere page. Nothing really different is shown over there, but there we go, almost exactly as I predicted. I finally recorded a couple more gameplay videos of the Sims busting out for GameCube, but I wasn't sure whether to release the next episode on Thursday, Friday, or even Saturday, because I don't want to release the next episode and then to just have that overshadowed by LOVESTRUCK news. So I guess then Thursday will be a sort of analysis of the gameplay trailer, and then Friday I can release Bustin' Out episode 2. Now to the main point of this video, the laundry list. So normally I skip over the beginning because it's just the same thing copied and pasted from the previous month, but they got something different to say this time around. So they say, "Socio Simmers, welcome to this month's laundry list, where we share the top community concerns we're currently investigating and aim to resolve in an upcoming patch. To stay on track with the goals stated in our previous laundry list, where basically they have a new team assembled to focus on bug fixes, the team continues to dedicate their time to prioritizing more fixes to include in each update. This is our second release in this series, with the next scheduled for roughly 2 months from now. This time we are tackling over 60 issues to make for a better gameplay experience. As always, the list below is just the top list, and there are more topics that we saw reported by players that are not listed here but may still be in the process of being solved. Some topics can be tricky and require an extended investigation on our end, so even though we are actively reviewing, it's not a guarantee that we'll have an immediate fix for it in the upcoming patch. This list is primarily generated by leveraging the player reports via Answers HQ. Thank you to everyone who continues to help our work of improving the user experience via their reports." Alright, so here we go. Here's the list of community concerns we're investigating for the game update this month. So this should be the update that we would be getting a couple days before LOVESTRUCK releases. Console, base game reduced processing lag occurring a few minutes after launching the game that resulted in stuttering Sims. For rent on PlayStation and Xbox, you can now enter rent per day amount with the controller. Yes, I have heard about that one. And also for rent, change floor up and down can now use the D-pad instead of bumpers on residential rental display in World Select View. For the gallery with DirectX 11, placing a lot from the gallery will no longer display building lot screen with an incorrect overlay effect. Then for the main base game fixes that I'm glad I managed to fit into one screenshot without the text being too small. Sims will no longer receive a breakup want when they have a high romantic relationship with that Sim. With DirectX 11 mode, now able to switch windows in full screen mode using Alt-Tab. Yeah, I ran into that one. I didn't realize that was just specifically because of that mode. When a Sim changes paths without stopping, canceling, and changing their route, they will no longer teleport to their final destination. Toddlers will receive top-notch and happy reward traits after achieving required skills. That has been a really long-standing issue. I've seen mods that fix that, so I'm glad that's one less mod that will be needed if that's truly fixed. Stair railings will no longer disappear when one tile is placed next to a one-tile room. When leaving Create a Sim, the makeup sliders will stop reverting to their default settings and will remain how they were set. When two Sims are on a date, other NPCs on the lot will stop trying to join a conversation, causing awkward conversations. I think the blog confirmed this, but I'm glad that's not exclusive to the new dating system with LOVESTRUCK. It is actually implemented into the base game for everyone. Fixed many cases of fingernails warping when worn with certain outfits. Fixed many cases of fingernails getting warped when applied to female physical frame for male Sim and vice versa. Enchanting and flirty interactions are not available if not correctly aligned with gender preferences. Previously, they were incorrectly appearing regardless of preference. All Mega Double Door swatches now include transparent glass. Make a Move interaction is now available between married Sims created from cast. No wonder why I couldn't find that anymore. Toenail option for toddlers is no longer missing in the accessories menu. Hair texture no longer changes when the specific binder tank top is applied to a female sim. Can now place large curved walls on large curved platforms. Cellar stair trim will no longer extrude down to the basement floor when the basement floor is removed. Stair drop wall will no longer disappear when in Wall's cutaway view mode. The knowledge of a Sim's sexual orientation and their Sim profile will now remove outdated information when that Sim changes their sexual orientation in cast. Upon learning a Sim's woohoo interest and opening their Sim profile, the Sim profile will no longer say no one when the Sim has a woohoo interest in men/women. When multitasking 2 books being read, the Sim will no longer skip the first book. Now they will read it, put it away, and then go for the second book. Teen Sims will no longer feel jealous around a previous teen romantic partner who has aged up. Skinny Dip With interaction is no longer available on pools when no other Sims are nearby. Sims will now kneel instead of sitting cross-legged when wearing one of several cast costumes to prevent strange visual stretching. Moving on to Bust the Dust, Sims will no longer get multiple dust system negative buffs at the same time. Cats and dogs, Sim clothes will no longer remain on when entering Sim tattoo mode and cast after using pet paint mode on coat colors or patterns. And then living in the cottage, foxes will no longer appear in managed households looking like creepy ragdolls. I've seen people make fun of that forever, so glad that's being fixed. And Finchwick Fair submissions will now properly return to Sim's inventory or to their household inventory after the fair is over. Thank goodness for that fix, because somehow people are finding one of my old videos about this issue where I offered a workaround. Apparently that doesn't work anymore, so to have this fixed for real is a whole lot better. Next we have some fixes for Dine Out. Sims no longer get stuck when a running restaurant venue is replaced with another restaurant from the gallery. Special NPCs like Michael Bell from Cottage Living are no longer available to be hired for restaurants because they will show up inconsistently or not at all. That's good. Actually, way back when that pack first released, I did hire an outdoor retreat NPC for my restaurant, and then just eventually they stopped coming to work. And NPCs will now leave the restaurant after completing the eating of a grand meal and will no longer wait until the restaurant is closed. Equipping a specific vest outfit no longer causes round grooves to appear in the middle of all the fingers. Sims will drink their drinks and eat their food autonomously when both are ordered at a restaurant. Previously, they would only drink. Yes, I have run into that one. Discover University. Professors will no longer run away when attempting to take them on a date. For rent, the name of the residential rental lot will stop reverting back to its default name. Rent amount should display consistently based on the unit size and amenities. Tenant relationships now appear in the business filter tab within the relationship panel. For Get Famous, color and texture will no longer change on the pockets and coat lining when pairing any tall boots with a specific coat. Get Together interactions will finish and fully complete when using the Get Together closet to woohoo/try for baby interaction. Yeah, that's been broken for a while. I've seen mods that are supposed to fix that too. Make Out With will also work in this closet. Growing Together, Hottie, Herringbone, Tile, Floor, and Wall will have appropriate swatches. With high school years, teen Sims can now sneak out to a college party to complete their aspiration goal by using the Ask About College Parties phone interaction with other teens, and then sneak out through an openable window. When wavy ombre hair is applied, a gray shadow will no longer appear in the Sims' eyeballs. Benchmark seating icon displays pink when viewing the pink swatch. Galloping on over to Horse Ranch, the 3 descriptions of features for Chestnut Ridge are now included at World Select. I complained about this issue before, not expecting this to ever be addressed. So for context, when you take your Sims on vacation and you're prompted to choose a world to travel to, when you hover over each world icon, it's not the same description that you would normally see when you just go in through Manage Worlds. Instead, there's like 2 or 3 bullet points where it actually gives you these little icons and little descriptions telling you like the main attractions of each world. It's kind of cool. It's like as if a travel agent is speaking to you in a way. And yeah, I think it's a really nice touch. But then with Chestnut Ridge, that's the only world that for some reason does not have it. It just has the regular Manage World description, so looking forward to seeing what they wrote for this one. They're also planning on having the horses be less glitchy, so they improved the horse locomotion at 2 times or 3 times speed to look better and stick better to routing paths. Foals turn around instead of going backwards now, which fixes several visual glitches when interacting with objects and routing. Horses should no longer occasionally overshoot the end of their paths when running and taking several tiny steps before coming to a stop. Horse will slow down when routing through gates and no longer hit locomotion lags. Horse will no longer teleport to their end destination when routing backwards in 2 times or 3 times speed. Journey to rabbit holes. Fingernails no longer clip through the Journey to rabbit holes full body outfit gloves. My wedding stories. Cakes at a wedding will contain a reminder tip that only the Sims who plans the event can select the wedding cake. Call Off the Wedding is available on both the Sim and the wedding arch while performing the vows. That's so funny. I saw Henford Hen complain about this on Twitter recently, and I thought maybe they just took it out on purpose for some reason. But yeah, that's good that it's being brought back. Sims with a low hunger motive will not eat the wedding cake until instructed to do so. Sims not from Tartosa can travel there to marry at the town hall. Sims will not sit on the floor from Please Take Your Seats if there aren't enough chairs. They will continue to stand now. For occult packs, occult rank status for non-household occult Sims can now be seen in the Sim profile. Linked form occults will properly apply casts across forms using the Apply All button. Urban Homage Kit. There's 2 items that are now correctly tagged as masculine. Riviera Retreat Kit. Essence of Bergamot Planter no longer has an unexpected transparency. With Seasons, Ain't That a Slate toilet now has the appropriate 2-tone swatch color. Sims can use an indoor pool in freezing conditions. Outside temperature does not affect inside pools, and all interactions on the pool are available and will no longer appear grayed out. Outside pools can be used by user-directed interactions, but Sims will not autonomously interact with them. Okay, that's great. I have heard about this issue, and it seemed like a huge oversight or bug. I wasn't sure, but I'm glad they're fixing that. Toddler stuff. Toddler full body outfits now match the swatch without grainy textures. And then for werewolves, a few nose rings were not intersecting properly with some noses. That's been fixed. And then there are a couple of fixes for a couple items that will no longer distort. There we go. That's the laundry list for July 2024. So while most of the issues aren't major ones, there's plenty of annoying bugs that are being fixed. So I think overall this will be a pretty good patch as long as it doesn't break a ton of new things, since this is right before an expansion pack, but probably it will. So I'm glad at least it's not like they're only fixing a few issues. And typically I think patches have longer patch notes right before a new pack comes out anyway. And that wraps up another Sims Info and Thoughts video, so feel free to let me know your thoughts on this laundry list in the comment section below, and be sure to subscribe if you'd like to keep up with my latest gaming content. I will talk to you all later, and have a great day. Thanks for watching!